The story, The Ouroboros Window, Whispers Across Time. Chapter 1, The Window That Never Closes. In the sleepy village of Willowwood, where morning fog drapes over green hills like translucent silk, the ancient stone house stood tall as a weary guardian. Its shattered windows stared into the mist, pale eyes awaiting those daring enough to breach their secrets. 12-year-old Emily moved there with her father, Professor Edward. After inheriting the crumbling house, despite villagers' whispers about the curse of Sir Thaddeus, the great-grandfather who vanished a century ago while seeking a legendary portal.
"Don't worry, everything will be fine," Edward said, unloading boxes of books from the car, though his eyes lingered on an old photo of his grandmother Violet in his journal.
Emily, who'd inherited Thaddeus's curiosity, couldn't resist glancing at the attic, its cracked wooden door silently screaming, "I'm here." When she barged into the room, thick dust mixed with the stench of mold assaulted her. A sliver of light pierced the grimy glass of the lone window, revealing a black wooden frame carved with strange symbols. Serpents swallowing their tails, stars melting into endless loops. Emily tried closing the window, but raging winds flung it open, unleashing a long creak that shattered the house's silence.
"Don't touch the symbols. This isn't a game," a voice hissed from outside. Emily turned to see Mr. Elias, the old neighbor with yellow eyes, standing in the shadows. In his hand was a cane carved with the Ouroboros symbol. "This window chooses who is worthy. Even Thaddeus wasn't," he whispered before vanishing behind willow trees.
By nightfall, Emily awoke to whispers drifting from above. In the attic, blue lights danced behind the glass, like tiny spirits beckoning her.
What if? She slowly opened the window, releasing warm winds carrying the scent of alien flowers.
Suddenly, the world flipped upside down. She found herself in a city floating atop a golden cloud, filled with glass balloons carrying people with butterfly wings. "Welcome to Alteria. We've waited for you," said a girl in a dress shimmering like starlight, an Ouroboros pendant around her neck. "You're the key, because the window chooses the strongest heart." Returning, Emily discovered only 10 minutes had passed, but a yellow note in her pocket read, "Curiosity costs." Before she could breathe, violent knocking shook the door. Mr.
Elias stood on the threshold, holding a wooden box etched with the serpent symbol. "This belonged to Thaddeus, but beware, what's inside shows no mercy."
Outside the window, Emily spotted a village girl staring at the house, her eyes sparking with the same fire Emily had carried the day she arrived. Chapter 2, The Price of Curiosity. The next morning, Emily cautiously opened the wooden box while her father's voice called from downstairs. "Emily, lunch is ready." She ignored him. Inside the box lay a silver Ouroboros pendant and a blue stone resembling a frozen eye. Without knowing why, she clasped the pendant around her neck. Cold light erupted, piercing her veins. "Emily, are you listening?" Edward's voice rose angrily. She rushed to the stairs but stumbled, as if time had slowed.
Glancing in the mirror, she spotted a white strand in her blonde hair. "What's happening?"
she whispered, but Lila's voice answered distantly. "Time is running out. The window is hungry."
At dawn, the window opened itself to a new realm, a forest of glass trees humming mournful melodies. "It's beautiful," Emily said, but the forest beauty was a lie.
Between the trees, shadows stretched and coiled around trunks like black arms.
Corwin. The name slipped her lips unconsciously as the black shadow emerged, his voice screeching like shattered glass. "I warned you. Every door open steals a piece of you."
She fled through the trees, but the forest was an endless maze.
Suddenly, Lila appeared, her face moon-pale. "You broke the rule. The window can't open twice a week."
Before Emily could reply, the ground split, plunging her into a tunnel of black light.
She awoke in the attic, but something was wrong. The window was sealed shut, the clock rewound to her pre-forest time. "Is this a dream?"
she murmured, but the pendant's chill against her chest said otherwise.
Downstairs, Edward sat before an ancient map marked with Altaria. "Thaddeus sought a gateway to immortality, but got lost in shadows," he said without looking up.
At night, as the pendant glowed dark blue, the black shadow breached her wall.
"You don't understand. Every realm you enter steals your memories." Corwin growled, while walls melted into visions of Violet's life. Her childhood,
disappearance, and final screams before the window swallowed her.
Outside, Emily spotted the village girl watching from the trees, clutching a yellow note. You're next.
Chapter 3. The Library of Forgotten Souls. On the third morning, Emily resembled a ghost, white streaks invading her hair, yesterday's memories evaporating like water. The silver pendant now clung to her skin, like a pulsating tattoo, emitting faint pain with each beat. "You must stop!" Edward yelled as she climbed the stairs again, but his eyes brimmed with guilt, as if he knew his curiosity had doomed her. At midnight, the window opened to a new realm. An endless library, shelves of interlocked bones, books breathing with human voices. "This is where those who lost themselves chasing secrets reside," Corwin suddenly said, his back to the wall, shattered mask revealing one human blue eye. "Find the black book. It holds answers about Violet." Among the shelves, Emily found a book bound in human skin, titled Violet, the Last Guardian. Opening it, moving images erupted. Young Violet watching Thaddeus shatter the chronosphere, then being pushed into the window by Corwin, who was once a loyal guardian turned shadow after Thaddeus's betrayal. "You lied!" Emily screamed at Corwin, but he gripped the book with trembling hands. "The serpent always bites its tail. This cycle never ends." Suddenly, Emily was yanked back to the attic, the book still in hand. On its last page, dried blood spelled, "Price, your first day's memory." A void filled her head. She no longer recalled arriving at the house. Outside, the village girl stood at the window, touching the glass with a trembling finger, mirroring Emily unknowingly. "No, don't!" Emily screamed, but the girl vanished like a shadow. Chapter 4. A Day Without Sunset. Tea on the fourth morning. Emily was nearly a ghost. Half her memories gone, her reflection fading like a shadow. The pendant was now part of her bones, pulsing like an old clock's ticks. "This is what I warned you about," Corwin suddenly said, appearing in the corner, his lone blue eye gleaming with regret. "But perhaps we can fix something." The window opened to a new realm, an endless desert where the sun hung frozen at noon. "This is the balance of time, where all clocks stopped," Lila said, emerging from dunes with a black veil over her face. "Here we can reclaim what was stolen, but the price will be higher." At the desert's heart, Emily found a giant metal machine resembling a cosmic clock, its parts scattered like a puzzle. "This belonged to Violet, but shattered when she sacrificed herself," Corwin said, gathering rusted pieces. As they worked, Emily saw new memories. Young Thaddeus destroying part of the machine to save Violet from the same fate, but failing. When the clock chimed once, the sun finally moved. Backward, sand turned to black glass, and Corwin screamed, "We reversed time, but lost progress." Emily looked at her hands. They were crumbling to ash. "This was our mistake. The serpent only bites its tail once," Lila whispered before vanishing. In the attic, Emily found herself surrounded by machine fragments. Edward stood at the door, pale. "I saw her. Violet was here last night." Before he finished, a child's laugh echoed from the garden, the village girl holding a key-shaped Ouroboros pendant. Chapter 5. The Serpent's Final Bite. On the final night, Emily was nearly invisible, her body evaporating like smoke, her heart beating inside the pendant, now a glowing blue stone. "This is the only way," she whispered, touching the shattered chronosphere in the time desert. Corwin stood beside her, his broken mask on the ground, revealing a human face drowned in regret. "I'll do what I should have centuries ago." As Emily placed her hand on the machine, blue light erupted from her heart, reassembling the chronosphere piece by piece. But with each restored fragment, her body faded, until only her voice remained. "Dad, I'm sorry." Edward, who'd followed them through the window, screamed, "No, I can't lose you too." But sand swallowed him before he could reach her. The crystal orb ignited with golden light, and the sun finally set. "We did it," Corwin said with a glass tear, before crumbling to ash swept by the wind. On the desert floor, a single golden flower bloomed, cradling Emily's final tear. In the attic, where the window was forever sealed, Violet manifested as a complete ghost. "It's time I fixed Thaddeus's mistakes," she said, touching the wall, transforming the black wood into a golden tree shimmering like stars. On its trunk, names of all who sacrificed were carved: Emily, Corwin, Thaddeus. By morning, Edward found the village girl sitting beneath the tree, the silver pendant in her hand. "Do you know what this is?" he asked. She glanced up innocently. "It's a key to a new beginning, isn't it?" Chapter 6. The Golden Whisper Tree. Years after Emily's disappearance, the house became a pilgrimage for seekers of secrets. The golden tree in the attic had grown through the roof, its leaves whispering in dead languages. The village girl, now called Nora, visited nightly, touching the trunk to hear voices. Emily, Corwin, even Thaddeus. "They say I must choose, but how?" she asked Violet's advising ghost.
One night, as Nora sat beneath the tree, a golden leaf fell into her lap. It bore an image of a window to an unknown realm. "This isn't an end, but a map for a new journey," Emily whispered through the leaves. Nora pinned the leaf to her silver pendant, turning to gold dust that pulled her to the highest branch. At the summit, she found herself in a room of light, surrounded by countless windows, each opening to a different world. "Your choice will decide their fate," said a voice like Corwin's, but softer. Nora touched a window showing Emily as a child in a parallel world, where the house never existed and Thaddeus never vanished. "Can I save them all?" she cried, but light blinded her. When she awoke, she was in the attic, the old window still sealed, but a new name carved into the trunk: Nora. Edward, now an old man, handed her Emily's journal filled with realm sketches. "Fear of choice is the cruelest prison," he said before leaving. That night, Nora opened the window for the first time, not to one realm, but hundreds awaiting her choice. The whispers became screams, but this time, she smiled.
Thank you for watching our story today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to enjoy more fun stories. Share with us in the comments the names of characters or stories you'd like us to tell next. And don't forget to share the video with your friends and children so everyone can benefit. See you in a new story. Take care. Oh.